In a courtroom where justice should have ruled, a racist judge dismissed her case without a second thought. Her resolve shattered in that instant, but she swore she wouldn't back down. What she did next will shock even the toughest. But let's start from the beginning. Kiara Thompson, a 28-year-old black woman, is a passionate lawyer committed to defending the rights of minorities at a nonprofit organization. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, she has seen firsthand how racial barriers can shape a person's life. From an early age, Kiara was determined to break through these obstacles, using education and her legal expertise as tools for change. Though she's faced prejudice throughout her life, her resilience drives her to continue fighting for justice, both in the courtroom and in society. Kiara's latest case is critical. She's representing a black man who was unfairly passed over for a promotion at a major corporation in favor of a less qualified white colleague. Confident that she has a strong case of racial discrimination, Kiara pours her heart into the proceedings, seeing this case as a chance to make a real difference. This moment represents a pivotal point in her career, a chance to not only win for her client, but to challenge the broader systems of inequality. However, when the case is brought before Judge James Harper, a middle-aged white man known for his staunch conservatism, her hopes quickly begin to unravel. Harper dismisses the lawsuit with little hesitation, claiming that proving racial discrimination in this instance would be too complex. His words are a sharp blow, but it's the underlying bias in his ruling that cuts deeper. Kiara stands frozen, unable to comprehend the injustice unfolding before her. This isn't just a legal setback. It's a reminder of the deep-rooted racism that still taints the system. As Kiara walks out of the courtroom, a clerk gives her a cold, dismissive look, a silent affirmation of the unequal power dynamics she's up against. Despite the defeat, Kiara doesn't falter. The fire inside her only grows stronger. She knows this fight is far from over. After the courtroom dismissal, Kiara feels the weight of defeat pressing down on her. Her colleagues at the firm, though empathetic, begin to pull away. Their sympathy fades as they voice concerns, suggesting that she's fighting a battle that can't be won. They believe her efforts to challenge the system are futile, a waste of time and energy. Some even hint that she's risking her career by pushing too hard. Their doubts sting, but Kiara refuses to let them shake her resolve. Instead of backing down, Kiara decides to take her fight beyond the confines of the courtroom. She begins documenting her experiences, her frustrations, and the blatant injustices she has witnessed, sharing them on social media platforms. Her posts are raw, personal, and powerful, offering a glimpse into the systemic racism she's up against and the discrimination her client faced. Her voice resonates with many, and soon, her story goes viral. However, the surge in attention brings both support and danger. Kiara's phone buzzes with angry, anonymous messages, threats and vitriol from those who see her as a troublemaker, someone disrupting the order of things. Some of the messages are deeply unsettling, laced with racial slurs and warnings to back off. But amid the hate, there's also a growing chorus of support. Activists, students, and ordinary people who have faced similar struggles begin to rally behind her. They share her posts, join her cause, and amplify her message, calling for widespread reform in the legal system and beyond. Kiara finds strength in these voices, but it's her mother's wisdom that grounds her. A former civil rights activist who fought her own battles, her mother reminds Kiara, "Justice doesn't come easy. You've got to keep pushing. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. Just keep fighting." These words ignite something within Kiara, a renewed sense of purpose. This fight is no longer just about her case. It's about the millions who have been silenced by an unjust system. Kiara's relentless pursuit of justice doesn't go unnoticed. Media coverage of her case grows exponentially, and her story becomes a rallying cry for those who faced similar racial injustices. After months of tireless grassroots organizing, protests, and legal battles, Kiara is offered a prestigious position at a leading civil rights organization as senior counsel. It's a dream come true, an opportunity to oversee significant racial discrimination cases and make a real impact on a broader scale. But as her career takes a dramatic turn for the better, an unexpected complication arises. Judge James Harper, the man who dismissed her case, is about to retire. The organization Kiara now works for is considering offering him a consulting position. The thought of working alongside the very person who blocked her fight for justice causes her stomach to churn. Her mind races with the implications. This is the man who upheld a system that silenced her. Can she truly work with him? Kiara is invited to a meeting where Harper is present. The tension in the room is thick. She feels the weight of the injustice that lingers, but this is her moment to confront him, face to face. She takes a deep breath and addresses him directly, her voice steady yet firm. "You dismissed my case, Judge. You didn't even give it a fair chance. Do you know what it feels like to be silenced by someone in power who doesn't even try to understand?" Harper, initially defensive, listens in silence. Kiara's words hang heavy in the air, and she doesn't relent. "I'm not here to get you fired, but I won't let you pretend like you didn't contribute to this broken system. You've upheld it, and now you're about to become part of the organization that fights against it." There's a long pause. Then, surprisingly, Harper speaks up. I didn't think about it that way," he admits quietly. "I was just doing my job. But I see now how my decisions affected people like you." Kiara holds his gaze, her resolve unwavering. "It's not just about changing policies, Judge. It's about changing hearts. If you want to be part of this work, you need to be willing to listen. Really listen." Harper nods, a sign of reluctant acknowledgement. Perhaps, just perhaps, he is beginning to understand the depth of his own complicity. Kiara wins the appeal for her client, and the case becomes a landmark moment for racial justice. But her victory is not just legal, it's personal. She has found her voice, and in doing so, she's helped bring about change that she once thought impossible. The civil rights organization offers her a role in shaping policy and reform, and Kiara takes it. She becomes a driving force in pushing for systemic change in the legal field and beyond. But the real victory comes when she returns to the courthouse, not as an attorney, but as the one who's changing the system from within. As Judge Harper officially retires, Kiara sees the full circle of her journey. She has not only defeated him in the courtroom, but has also forced him to confront his own biases. He leaves the bench with a newfound respect for the very people he once dismissed. Kiara, standing on the steps of the courthouse, feels a profound sense of peace. The fight isn't over, but it's no longer just hers. It's the fight of a generation. With her new position, Kiara works tirelessly to ensure that others won't face the same injustices she did. She's no longer the woman who was silenced by a biased system. She's now the leader, the advocate, the voice of change. The story ends with Kiara looking out at the future, knowing that real transformation is a long road, but one that she's ready to walk for as long as it takes.